Imagining a direct confrontation between the Roman Empire and the Ottoman Empire is one of the most fascinating what-if scenarios in military history. These two powers dominated vast regions of the Mediterranean world in different eras and built formidable military systems. Comparing them means comparing not only soldiers, but also technology, organization, and doctrine. At the heart of Rome's military power were the Roman legions. The legion was a highly disciplined and structured infantry force, usually composed of about 5,000 soldiers. Roman legionaries were professional soldiers trained to fight in close formation, protected by large rectangular shields and equipped with short swords designed for lethal thrusting attacks. Their strength was discipline, coordination, and the ability to maintain formation even in chaotic conditions. Roman tactics relied on organization. Soldiers advanced in tight ranks, rotating lines when tired and supporting each other with remarkable efficiency. The Ottomans, on the other hand, developed one of the most advanced military systems of the early modern period. Their elite troops were the Janissaries, an infantry corps famous for discipline, loyalty to the sultan, and early adoption of firearms. Unlike the Roman legionaries, Janissaries fought with muskets and used gunpowder weapons extensively. They were trained not only in combat, but also in strict military discipline and coordinated battlefield maneuvers. If we imagine a battlefield where Roman legions faced Janissaries, the first major difference would be technology. Roman soldiers relied on swords, spears, and shields, while the Ottomans possessed firearms and artillery. Muskets would give the Ottomans a clear advantage at long range. Before the Roman infantry could close the distance, they would likely suffer heavy casualties from volleys of gunfire. However, Roman legions were famous for their adaptability. Throughout their history, they constantly modified tactics when facing new enemies. If confronted with firearms, Roman commanders might attempt rapid advances, use terrain for cover, or attack during moments when Janissaries were reloading their weapons. Muskets of the early modern period were powerful but slow to reload, sometimes requiring 20 seconds or more between shots. Once the distance closed, the situation could change dramatically. In close combat, Roman legionaries would probably excel. Their equipment and training were designed precisely for brutal hand-to-hand fighting. The large shields and short stabbing swords of the legionaries could be devastating against troops less specialized in melee combat. Another factor would be cavalry and support troops. The Ottoman army often combined Janissaries with powerful cavalry units and artillery. Roman armies also used cavalry and auxiliary forces from across their empire. The outcome might depend heavily on how these supporting units performed. Logistics and command structure would also play a crucial role. Roman armies were masters of engineering and organization. They could build fortified camps every night and maintain supply lines across enormous distances. The Ottomans, however, were equally skilled at large-scale military campaigns and had experience coordinating gunpowder armies across continents. In the end, the question of who would win depends largely on the time period imagined. If Roman legions fought the Ottomans in an era where firearms and artillery dominated warfare, the Ottomans would likely have the advantage due to superior technology. But if the battle somehow neutralized firearms and forced prolonged close combat, the disciplined Roman legions might prove extraordinarily dangerous. Ultimately, this comparison shows how warfare evolves. Rome represented the peak of ancient military organization, while the Ottoman Empire embodied the transition into the gunpowder age. A clash between them would not simply be a battle of soldiers, it would be a battle between two different military worlds.